isn't a love story, it's a blueprint, a story of patience, glow-ups, and knowing your worth even when the world sleeps on you. Coco Jones waited, she worked, she walked in faith, and now she is the moment, engaged to Donovan Mitchell, but more importantly, engaged to the woman she became. This is her invisible it girl story. See, Coco was the girl Disney had lined up for the Black Gen Z representation. Talented, charismatic, and camera ready. Her role as Roxy in Let It Shine was iconic, high-profile Black female lead in a teen musical. She had stage presence and star power, but even then, she was being quietly boxed in. She talked about her being boxed in her YouTube video that she dropped years ago. She explained and exposed the unspoken rules of the industry, where lighter-skinned girls were prioritized and darker-skinned girls were offered crumbs. She wasn't dropped because she lacked talent. She was dropped because she didn't fit the mold of the palatable Black girl Hollywood was pushing. Her honesty in that video broke hearts because it wasn't bitterness, it was the truth spoken with grace. Instead of spiraling or fighting for scraps, she went quiet on purpose. Remember this, she wasn't erased, she was excluded, but Coco knew that some rejections are actually redirection. This is the era where she could have clapped back, gone loud, became a meme, or spiraled into oversharing, but she didn't. Coco chose to be quiet. She pulled back from public visibility, regrouped, and started building herself privately, musically, spiritually, and emotionally. Instead of making noise, she made moves. Her silence wasn't weakness, it was strategic. It was strategic femininity. She let the silence stretch because that's where she started to become the woman who could never be boxed in again. See, Coco was not gone, she was becoming. She became one of the invisible it girls before we even had a name for it. Beautiful, low-key, elegant, and building behind the scenes. Her glow up wasn't about revenge, it was about refinement, reinforcing the act of the core message. Not every glow up needs to be performative. The strongest women don't go loud, they go inward. See, they didn't see her rising, but they never will forget her return. After the sparkle of Let It Shine, Coco faded from the mainstream views, not because she lacked talent, but because Hollywood didn't make space. See, this is when many Disney stars go loud. They form scandals, viral attempts, tabloid rebellions, but Coco, she stepped back instead of out. She pivoted into music with no major label backing, no overnight cosign, no gimmicks, just raw vocals, real pain, and refined lyrics. Her sound, it's mature, soulful, emotionally intelligent, not bubblegum pop, not industry bait, just her. See, darling, the world saw her as forgotten. She knew she was just forming. Coco began releasing independent R&B tracks, songs like Depressed, Caliber, and eventually ICU. No big rollout, no dance challenge, just real music for real women. These songs were vulnerable. They were grown. You could feel the ache, the waiting, the wounds that had been softened but not silenced. This was a woman creating, not to be seen, but to be understood. See, true creators don't create for attention. They create from alignment. Coco had every reason to be bitter, loud, or defensive, but she wasn't. Instead of proving herself through the press, she proved herself through her presence. One that said, I'm here. I don't need to scream. She turned rejection into redirection. And most importantly, she kept her femininity intact. She never masculinized herself or her responses, never became aggressive to be heard. She didn't go quiet because she was lost. She went quiet because she was building. And that's what y'all need to remember. And not just her career. She was building her confidence, her boundaries, and her belief in herself. I highly advise all of y'all to please go back and listen to that video. I think it's still on her channel. While others post every move, Coco posts when it mattered. She didn't hop on every trend. She didn't date for headlines. She didn't need to be seen every week. Her silence became her currency. She gave us less, but what she gave was more meaningful. This is the difference between fame and power. The difference between being visible and being vulnerable. While others chase virality, Coco chose value, and in a world of noise that made her unforgettable. Coco's return wasn't loud, it was lingering. ICU was her breakthrough, not because it was chart-topping, but because it was soul-stopping. The vocals were raw, effortless, undeniably Grammy-worthy. No dance challenges, no viral campaigns, no thirst trap visuals. It was just her voice, her pain, and her softness. It echoed. See, Coco didn't force a moment, she created a movement, one that whispered, I've healed and I'm now here. In an era where women are told to go viral to stay relevant, Coco did the opposite. ICU wasn't designed for the charts, it was designed for the soul. And still, it climbed, it stuck. It played in salons, at brunches, in luxury cars, quietly. That's what makes Coco dangerous in the best way. She moves in silence, but her impact lingers loud. See, real power doesn't beg to be seen. It pulls you in without saying a word. Let's talk about her BET performance. This is a masterclass in stillness and in glow. The way she stepped onto the BET stage, skin glowing fresh like honey, gown flowing like water, body language relaxed, not desperate, just divine. She didn't perform with theatrics, she performed with emotional control. Not one moment felt rushed, even her pain was polished. And that's the power of a leveled up woman. She doesn't need spectacles, her presence is the performance. She sang her heartbreak like a woman who survived it with grace. See, she had no rebrand, just revelation. Coco didn't return as someone else. She didn't change her image to fit a trend. She unveiled the woman she always was, mature, elegant, sacred, and of course goofy. If you know, you know. This wasn't a comeback, this was a continuation, because when you've been that girl all along, the world eventually catches up. Let me give you some hypergamy insight. The luxury woman doesn't announce her arrival. She lets the energy shift when she walks in. Coco didn't come back to prove a point. She returned to take her place, and the world finally heard what her silence had been saying all along. I was always her, you just weren't ready. Let's talk about how soft power attracts powerful men. Coco didn't go on a dating show. She didn't post captions like wifey energy. She didn't build a pick-me brand. She simply stayed in her essence. Meanwhile, Donovan Mitchell, one of the NBA's most consistent and respected players, was ascending too, quietly and intentionally. While others sought clout and controversy, Donovan built a reputation on discipline, work ethics, and class. That's why this isn't just love, it's an energetic symmetry. Powerful men aren't drawn to noise, they're drawn to energy, and Coco's quiet luxury, sacred femininity, is softness that they can't find on their feed. From Utah to Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell has shown grace under pressure. No messy scandals, no gimmicks, just growth. He's not just talented, he's disciplined. He shows up improved and protects his name. See, that energy matches Coco's self-respect, restraint, and real work off camera. He didn't pick Coco because she was the loudest. He picked her because she was the most real. She mirrored a man who was becoming. Remember, darlings, when a man respects himself, he doesn't want a spectacle. He wants a sanctuary. This isn't about clout, it's about compatibility. So many celebrity couples feel transactional. Coco and Donovan, you can feel the trust. It's in how private they were, how intentional their reveal was. No paparazzi staging, no mutual brand deals, just subtle appearances and soft body language. It was a grown kind of love, calm and clean. Because she didn't force the timeline. She waited for the man who saw her worth before the world remembered it. That's not PR, that's alignment. See, this isn't a basketball player choosing the singer. It's a masculine energy choosing a refined feminine. And when that happens, the connection becomes timeless. She didn't chase, she didn't perform, her aura did the work. Coco never had to show more skin, post thirst traps, she moved in silence. Her glow spoke volume. She became unreachable to the world and undeniable to the one who mattered. That's what happens when you glow from peace, not performance. Invisible it girl tip, the man meant for you won't need to be persuaded. He'll just recognize you. And when he does, no one else matters. See, she wasn't looking, he wasn't searching, but when the energy aligned, things unfold without force. Because the most powerful love isn't built on noise, it's built on knowing. And when a woman becomes the most elegant version of herself, she stops chasing because the right one always finds her. Let's talk about the quiet luxury of these two. Some couples are loud, some are strategic. Coco and Donovan? That's sacred. No thirst traps, no red carpets, just softness and stillness, a shared energy. Their engagement didn't feel like a PR stunt. It felt like two people already at peace with themselves coming together in harmony. Think about it. We didn't see the buildup. We didn't need one. When you're living the love, not selling it, it doesn't need to be documented every 5 minutes. This wasn't a couple trying to break the internet. This was a man and a woman building something the internet couldn't touch. See, Coco and Donovan gave us something rare, a relationship that felt real, not rehearsed. Not one drama blog had receipts. Not one source came forward because there was nothing to expose. They weren't building off a spectacle. They were building off a stability. You could feel it in how quiet the engagement was, how grown it felt. A ring wasn't used to silence a scandal or repair chaos. It was the next step in the connection that had already been nurtured in silence. When love is real, you don't need to perform it, you protect it. Let's be honest, Coco could have begged for love, settled, chased the rich man, forced timing, but she didn't manifest a man, she manifested herself. She became the version of her that attracted the right masculine energy. Feminine power isn't screaming, "I'm ready." It's becoming so deeply aligned that the right man feels you before he ever finds you. And Donovan, he wasn't looking for a placeholder. He was looking for peace, and Coco radiates that. Hypergamy reminder, you attract attract a different type of man when your self-worth is no longer negotiable. She elevated privately so the love could land gently. She didn't scream about being single. She didn't spiral when things were slow. She trusted the pace. She elevated quietly, financially, spiritually, and emotionally. That's why when Donovan showed up, it didn't feel forced, it felt familiar. Because he wasn't entering chaos, he was stepping into calm. And you only receive a love like that when you're already in alignment. You don't attract gentleness by demanding it, you attract it by embodying it. See, you attract differently when your energy is secure, not seeking. Coco wasn't searching, she was secure. She didn't need a ring to feel worthy. She didn't need public validation. She had already become the woman she admired. And that's the energy, calm, quiet, rooted. Calls in a love that's safe, not stage. This is the highest form of hypergamy. Becoming the type of woman only a truly leveled up man could recognize. It's not about competition, it's about clarity. And Coco's love story didn't happen by accident, it happened by evolution. She didn't change for love, she rose into it. And when a woman rises, the right man doesn't resist, he recognizes. Let's talk about what we can learn from the lessons from Coco's invisible to unforgettable journey. Number 1, rejection is redirection. Coco wasn't dropped because she wasn't good enough. She was just too full of essence for the room she was in. Instead of spiraling, she paused. She didn't fight for a seat at the wrong table. She waited for the palace to finish being built. That's soft power, the ability to walk away and still rise. Number 2, you don't need a viral moment, you need a real one. Everyone is rushing to be seen, but Coco chose to be remembered. She didn't beg for attention, she created impact. One real moment, I See You, shifted her entire trajectory. Because when it's real, it doesn't have to be loud, it just has to land. Number 3, stay soft in a world that is meant to harden you. The industry tried to harden her, social media tried to overlook her, but Coco stayed soft. She chose glow over grit, tone over tantrum, stillness over shouting. She let her softness be her strategy, and it became her signature. Number 4, your patience is a part of your allure. The reason Coco is irresistible now, she waited. She let her feminine energy mature. She didn't rush to prove, she allowed her life to bloom for her. And in that patience, her mystery deepened, because nothing is more attractive than a woman who trusts her timing. Number 5, you don't chase love, you choose yourself until the right one arrives. Coco never lowered herself for a man. She didn't post sad quotes or sad stories begging for attention. She stayed in her divine lane. So when Donovan arrived, he found a woman who already knew who she was. She didn't get the man, she got herself first, and then the love matched her level. What are some feminine mastery insights we can learn here? Coco Jones wasn't slept on. She was sacred energy in waiting. You don't rush sacredness. You don't rush divine alignment. You become it. You live it quietly and powerfully. And when your essence is clear, the world has no choice but to catch up. Let this be a reminder. Your silence isn't a weakness, it's preparation. Your glow up doesn't need to be loud, it needs to be real. Your love story doesn't have to be chased, it should be chosen. Your energy, when refined, does all the attracting for you. You are not behind, you are not forgotten. You are simply in your cocoon era. And one day, without forcing, without chasing, you will emerge, and the world will say, "Where has she been?" And the answer will simply be, becoming. To the girl watching this, don't worry if they don't see you yet. Don't panic if your season is slow. Stay in your lane, stay in your glow. Don't post everything. Your soft power will call in your perfect alignment, just like Coco, just like this. Stay invisible until it's undeniable. Remember, darlings, in order to live a high quality lifestyle, you have to embody high quality essence. Smooches!